You're listening to the Telltale Channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey, Owen. My name's Josh. I'm from Pennsylvania. I know this isn't necessarily something that you cover on your channel typically, but all this drama in the world lately has me thinking, what would it take, at least in your opinion, what would it take for world peace to be achieved? And in your opinion, what would world peace actually mean? And do you think it's actually obtainable? Yeah, that's about it. All right, thank you. All right, bye.
Awesome question. It's really interesting, and it's complicated. Something that I've noticed about world politics is usually there are two sides to a debate when you're dealing with like a world stage. When you're like in the US, there are two sides. In basically every single country, there are two sides for the most part. And there's something called an Overton window. The Overton window, for those who are unfamiliar, is basically the window of acceptable discourse in culture. So right now in the US, what we're dealing with is Medicare for all just kind of slipped into the Overton window not long ago. Like in the past 5 to 10 years, Medicare for all has been seriously and honestly debated and discussed. Now, you can bring up basically any subject in society, but depending on how far in one direction or the other it is, you'll be laughed off stage. For example, if you come out and start talking about how everybody in society should start wearing hijabs in the US, you're going to be laughed off stage. No one is going to take you seriously. That is way outside of our Overton window. It's way outside of our window of acceptable public discourse. Typically, when you're dealing with discussions like that from country to country, there are two sides, two primary big political discussions taking place. Like two big parties. In the US, it's the Democrats and the Republicans. In the UK, it's the Tories and the Labour Party. But generally speaking, in a more broad sense, I think that on a world stage, what you're dealing with is really dipshits and scientists more than anything. Those are the two groups that are battling each other, dipshits and scientists. And then you've got corporations who will use either the dipshits or the scientists to their advantage, depending on what they want to happen. Giant rich corporations, billionaires, things like that. They will use whichever side gives them the best advantage, pretty much. So right now, the way I see it is, in the US and in the UK and lots of other countries, you've got people screaming about immigration, the immigrants are coming, they're going to take our jobs and all that other nonsense. Is there merit to those claims? I'm sure somewhere in the world, immigration is a real concern that needs to be addressed. But in the US, and I think honestly too in the UK and lots of parts of Europe, it's all fear-mongering built on top of the whole dipshit, alpha male, tribalistic ideology. I think in most cases in developed countries, like in first world countries basically, right now, the immigration debate is mostly built off of tribalistic fears of others. That's what it's all about. So to achieve world peace, to get back to the voicemail, to achieve world peace, I think first you would have to deal with the alpha male dipshits that are running the world right now. I would categorize President Xi from China, Putin from Russia, Trump, Bolsonaro from Brazil. Those people I would definitely categorize as tribalistic alpha male dipshits who are obsessed with dividing people and making people hate each other as much as they possibly can, and holding on to power at all costs. Now, like I said, there is an overarching kind of corporate umbrella that's basically pulling the strings of anybody that will get them what they want. So the smarter world leaders like Angela Merkel or from Germany, or France's Macron, they are more reasoned and intelligent, and they're taking a more reasoned approach toward things, and they're not leaning on tribalistic bullshit as heavily. But again, Justin Trudeau, again, they're still kind of having their strings pulled by corporations who want to get something out of them. So I don't think that any government in the world or any government leader is really out to serve the people 100%. I think that either they're tribalistic bullshit alpha males, aka dictator-like tendencies, or they're intelligent, rational scientists, but they're kind of feeding the corporations a little bit more than I would like them to.